All right, great Tuesday morning. Hope you're doing well, everyone. So that's Adam Moscato Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, and with our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, motivation, so that you can go out and attack the day, do great things today. And today I want to talk to you about a very, very interesting topic. We're getting into episode number 536 of 15 minutes of mastery, where we come in and share with you because we want to make sure that each and every day you've got a little bit of something that's going to help you out. We know that life comes at you hard, business can get difficult, and so we want to make sure you've got the right perspective on things as you're getting started out. But today I want to talk to you about the compound effect of getting 1% better every single day. All right. Now, James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, wrote this in his book. He says, I just want, or if you can get just 1% better each day, you'll end up with the results that are nearly 37 times better after 1 year. So for every day, if 365 days out of the year, you were to improve just 1%, you would be 37% better than you were the year before. You know what? I would have to strongly agree with that because, we were talking about this yesterday on some training calls that we were doing across the board and the need to how we address improving by 1%. And I'm going to share something with you guys here that I want you to see for yourselves. So every single day, what ends up happening is this. I start the morning off with, let's see here, right there. There it is. Okay, so every single morning, we start the day off by putting in a timestamp on what time I get started, I tried to say, with business. Okay, some days it's earlier than others. For instance, today it was at 5:41 this morning. Gotten up, started working on some emails, started taking care of some things. But you'll notice here that in that, okay, put a little note. Today is day 1374. And in it, thanking God, first of all, for another day and focus on what we can control, our attitude and our efforts. Let's be 1% better than yesterday and dominate. Day 1374. So when we did the numbers yesterday at 1373, it was a little under 4 years. It's 4 years ago that I made the decision to consciously spend every single day improving myself, learning something, doing something that had to do with the business to move it forward. Or back then, I was still in the retail side of things. I was still general manager for Titan Factory Direct back then. And so what was happening is that's when I realized that I really had to get disciplined about things and started working on my business differently. Started working, when I say my business, whether it was in sales or now with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. But I would strongly agree with this whole notion of it, the philosophy of it, because if we look back at almost 4 years ago to where I am now, I would definitely say if you go 37% a year, what's that over 3.75? So 37 times 3.75. Yeah, I definitely say I'm probably 140% better than I was 4 years ago. But it's about the compound effects of this. Right? Nobody's telling you to change completely overnight. Nobody's telling you that you need to learn everything you need to know about this industry and everything about your product and everything about construction and warranties and how to sell and what to say and how to answer phones and all of these things. Nobody's saying you have to do it all overnight. All we're saying is be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Get 1% better in a certain topic and continue to improve on that topic so that you can make the progress that needs to be made. But some people just aren't aware of whatever it is that they need to improve on or where to even start, right? That's the worst part about it. How do I even begin to improve on these things? So that takes you being aware of your situation. That takes you taking the initiative to actually figure out this very important thing, which is you're never going to know everything. There's always going to be something to learn. There's always going to be somebody that's better than you. There's always going to be something that you screw up, mess up, should have learned but didn't, and that's just the way it is, life or business. But you see, when somebody's filled with ego, when somebody can't even take advice, when somebody takes offense to anyone, if I were to take offense to anyone suggesting even one certain thing about how I run my business or what I do with it, if I were to take offense to it every time, then I'm really never going to learn everything I can, and I'm never going to be as effective as I possibly can. I'm certainly not going to be the leader that I should be, and I'm not going to be as successful as I could be. And too many people run around with egos the size of God knows what, right? But usually the size of a person's ego is in direct correlation with the size of their, well, anyway. With all that being said, look, all I'm telling you is this. You've got to be aware of the fact that we're continuously learning. We're continuously growing. We're always looking at improving and making sure that we are the best that we can possibly be every single day and improving 1%. But what does that mean exactly? Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. What you've got to do is figure out, what do you want to improve on first? What is the one thing that is really setting you back or costing you the most money, or affecting your ability to carry out whatever it is that you do? If you're in manufactured home sales, what's the one thing that's truly keeping you from being able to earn more business, get more business, help more families? And that's where you need to focus in on. That's the thing that you need to start with. And that's what you need to seek out advice from other people. Ask those people that you feel really haven't mastered, that you like the way they handle whatever that is. Go to them. I'm here to tell you this. Most people, most successful people, are willing to help. Most people that have the right intentions and are secure of themselves are going to give you the help. Now, here's the other part of that story. Don't ask for the help and then not take it and not implement, because that's going to be the last time that person's ever going to give you the help. Okay. When somebody is a top performer, or somebody that is very successful, and they actually take the time to invest a little bit in helping you, and then they realize that you're not doing anything with it, or you just disregard it, that's going to be the last time that person is going to invest something in you like that. So appreciate the opportunities that you get. Okay. I speak to people all across the country all the time, and there's a lot of younger people coming into the business, which is a great thing. We need new blood. We need younger people in this industry for sure, that bring new perspectives and a new outlook on what the product is, right? However, I also caution them very, very much when we're doing this, because typically younger people are going to be the ones that have that tend to not grab a hold of some of this stuff. They won't want to take advice. They think they got things figured out. Look, I get it, man. Whether it's a chip on your shoulder or whatever it may be. Okay. At the end of the day, you will never, ever be able to replace time. You will never be able to replace the time that someone else has invested much further than you. No matter what you think your skill is, no matter what you think your intelligence is, no matter where you think you are in life, you will never, ever be able to replace that time until you get to that point, until you put in those amount of years and you've been in the game that long. Now, you may be a lot better than that person at that point in time because you learned a whole bunch more, but that goes to the learning part. Okay? So what you accomplish every single day, what you learn every single day, is strictly up to you, right? So take initiative and get that done. What are the 5 ways, the top 5 ways that you can make sure you're intentional with your learning, your improvement of every single day by 1%? First and foremost, you have to be dedicated to long-term success. If you're not dedicated to long-term success, you're not willing to put in that long-term work You've got to be focused in on the short term, but it's with the long term in mind. If you're not dedicated to the long game, you're not going to put in the time to learn the things that you need to learn. I've seen it happen way too many times where somebody comes into this industry or any other industry and they're always looking for that next big thing, right? I have that conversation quite a bit with people sometimes. And they're always looking for that next thing and that next thing and that next thing. And because you're always looking for that next thing, you never give yourself the opportunity to make this thing the big thing for you. So dedicate yourself to the long-term success. Or if you feel that it's something else, then go do that. But make that the thing. You have to have that singularity of focus. And when you get into that, or if you decided that this is it, now you got to pick one topic at a time that you need to improve on. When I came into this business, I'll tell you, look, I had 15 years of residential construction experience. I used to design homes before I got into this. I was in site build world. So I had pretty good knowledge of construction. I saw of the way these homes were built. So I didn't focus too much of my time on that. What I focused in here was what I was not comfortable with was the finance in this industry. There were so many different programs when I came in. 21st Mortgage, I think, had 3 or 4 different programs at that time of different types of financing that were available. There was what was called the Banner Finance Program, 575 credit score, and all these other things, right? But every bank had something. And that's why I share that with everyone that I talk to whenever we're training. It took me the better part of a year to get comfortable with the finance in this industry. And that's that I had previous experience from the residential side in site built world. So pick that topic that you need to improve on and focus in on that and work at it. Learn it. Continue to grow at that. Dedicate 20 to 30 minutes of learning on your own, on top of whatever your company may be doing. You may have a training program, you may have something that you guys do already, but you need to focus in on what you want to do or what you're trying to get learned, because your company may move from topic to topic to topic to topic, and you never mastered this one thing that you know is really holding you back. You need to get focused in on that. And then be intentional about that learning. Plan it out, research it, make the phone calls, talk to reps, talk to whomever, whatever it is that is you're trying to learn, and get in, not to just learn it, but understand it. There's a difference between learning and understanding. When you understand that certain topic, now you're on a whole different level. Now it's so much easier for you to articulate it and explain it to people. And it sounds just like it makes sense. You know why? Because it does make sense. It makes sense in your brain, and you're able to speak about it to where it makes sense for other people as well. When you're kind of jumping through stuff, or a lot of the uhs and the and stuttering or across it, it's because you truly haven't mastered it yet. Okay. But with that in mind, I will tell you this. The last point here, point number 5, is you're never really going to master it. What I mean by that, we always must be a student. I don't care what age you are, what point in your career you are, you always are a student. You should always be learning. You should always be growing till that last day comes, man. That's if you can live that type of lifestyle, you can live by that philosophy of Kaizen, continuous learning, play the long game, be intentional about your learning, and simply look to improve that 1% per day. At this time next year, you'll be 37% better. And you compound that year after year after year, and you will see the huge change in your life, in your business, in your career, in everything that you do. That's what we want to see from you here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. It's why we do what we do, and we dedicate ourselves to doing what we do. We've been there. We've been in your shoes, right? Whether it was selling homes or running locations or hiring staff or building homes, designing them, we've been there for over the last 30 years. When you take it from, 1993, we're talking about 32 years at this point. I've been in the residential field, working in it to help people, to help families, and now to help you. So Take that 1% every single day and watch what happens with your life and your career. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Listen, we're getting all ready. We're headed out in a couple of days to Orlando. We will be at MHI Congress and Expo. If you're going to be there, we ask that you come visit us. We're going to be at booths 95 and 93. Okay, we got a couple booths out there. We're going to be having a great time. We're going to be sharing a lot of information. We got a lot of great offers that we're going to be bringing with us. And we've got a huge surprise. I received an email yesterday that, my gosh, it just got me jazzed when I went through that. So not only did we pick up new business yesterday, but we also got some great news about a huge unveiling that we've got going on at MHI. So come on by, come and see us. You're going to want to see this thing. It's actually going to be out there, I think, pretty big. So we look forward to it. It's just another thing that we're doing here to innovate for you and the industry, because we want to make sure that manufactured homes are at the forefront of solving the American housing crisis. You guys have a great Tuesday. We'll be talking soon. Until next time, my friends, as always, can't wait to meet you.